It is happening. Look at that beautiful axe. Gonna even quality it. Let's go, boys. Now we can get power charges for my minions too, because I'm gonna get a cooling strike. There's also crit mold, there's fortify, this is good shit. There's also rarity. I completely forgot, but it's 30 rarity too. Bug. So yeah, as you can see, I started a new summoner, and my boy Bob here has a Kingmaker. And as you can see, cooling strike increased item rarity, additional crit multi, and fortify. And here you can see like the AoE of the fortify. I can run out of it. Like if one using shield charge, I will get out of it. But having meat shield on my guardian makes it so that basically whenever I'm standing still, and even when I'm shield charging, he does teleport to me every now and then. Also, you can use convocation to get him, but I basically have a pretty much permanent fortify with that. And because of the cooling strike, I'm now also able to give my minions power charges, because ball lightning has a pretty good hit rate, has a crazy AoE. So when I'm doing blights, need to do some blights since we got the patch now as well for better performance and rewards. So it's actually rather easy for me to give all of my minions that are like, you know, near me, all of the power charges during any blight encounter, which is pretty goddamn good. They don't really need it, but even then, they also get the 50% crit multi from my automatic guardian. My gear is pretty much the same as before. I'm using Viscos. I have a Raven's Horde in there for the onslaught and the movement speed and all that good shit. I have a random +2 meteor helm. I put a rarity on there because I guess, like, you know, why not? A random +1 scepter. I need to craft another weapon at some point, but for now this is fine. A 6-link sack carp, which you can get, and which we did get from the divination card that gives you a 6-link sack carp. I don't remember all the places it drops, but I think we found all of them in Temple. I think Temple might be the only place it normally drops. Just toss like a random essence for some life, and that's it for now. I need to actually recraft it at some point. Random ass rings. Sarimas. A very nice corruption on a really nice Garandus Blazon. Too bad it's only 7% quant and not 8, but you know, can't have everything. And then I think this was from like 4 or 5 bound fossils, just literally nothing but bound. This was definitely a bit lucky. Though I would ideally not have the strength on it. I'll probably try the crafting new boot at some point, so I can do this onslaught during Soul Game Prevention, which basically means whenever I pop my wall skellies, I have a 10 seconds of onslaught. That means I can have permanent wall summon skeletons and basically permanent onslaught. I mean, this is really nice for bosses and all that, so it's really nice. Other items on the Anime Guardian are right now it's using Leer Cast, which I need to get out and craft a minus resist one. Southbound gloves, because they have max life, which is really good. It's the best gloves you can give it to your guardian. Obviously Victorious for the movement speed. And then the chest is Blood Bond, because it has, I think the roll is like 15 to 25 maximum life, and then it has a regen on top. Obviously it's not like the best. I think Belly is better than that, but it's still good. Also, it doesn't actually show on the Life of Ivanimanic Guardian, but it's like it doesn't show here on the tooltip, but it's pretty strong. And as you can see, I'm running Solar Guards, the same shit as before. But now that I don't need to use Fortify on my links, I'm just to have a shield charge, faster attacks. I have an extra socket, so I have Elemental Army on my zombie and golem, so that they survive slightly better. Though I haven't had them die at all once yet, so it's hard to say, but yeah. But mainly for the tiny bit of extra minus resistance, combustion would actually be better because it goes all the way to 19, I believe, at a high level. Right now it's 18, so combustion would be better in pure DPS, but I was like, let's just give them some damage. And then when I'm doing LA Reflect maps, I can just swap my Feeding Frenzy off from my Spectres and give them Elemental Army for the max resist. And they also might want to use Meat Shield from them too, but it's like fine. I still kind of want to try the Lightning Boys. There's two different Lightning Spectres, of which they're Slave Drivers, which are really good for... They have like decent clear and really good single target. And then there's the Temple guys. The RVA, so what's... I don't remember the exact names. It's like Hidden Warlock or like Advocate or something like that. And they basically have kind of like the same AoE as Solar Guards with a bit less single target. And Solar Guards is still like a really good option if you want like the best clear speed Spectre while having still like decent single target. And I have my, Balsam on Skeletons that just like absolutely delete anything of the game. I did like Guardians already with like level 18 gem. I mean, well, it was level 23 gem, obviously, but it was like Minotaur died in like 10 seconds, less than that actually. So it's not like you need stuff. But yeah, I'm running some MF. As you have noticed, I would probably run Sarimas, not Sarimas, Goldworm if I had them, but I don't have them, so yep. And I have finally actually set up a proper, I guess, Atlas strat, whatever you want to call it. And right now it is doing T11 calderas and layers. And my current T16, mainly for just getting the, when you're doing temples, your T16 temples, you get the city squares from there and then from Delve. And as you can see, I need to get some T16 so I can get rid of my sulfite. And well, there's some Alava temples waiting as well. Just use one T16 Alava, and then you can do like whatever, white maps, yellow maps, it's fine. And you get a T16 temple and have a lot of Zana missions. But yeah, I set up a stronghold in the Coral Ruins because it's adjacent to Bog, which is touching Lair, and it's adjacent to Plateau, which is touching both Caldera and Lair. God damn it, Michi. I wonder what level that is. I can do it now. We're with you here right now. So, I actually took screenshots of me doing this because a lot of people are asking every time how to set up a stronghold. So here's an example of how to do it. So this is my starting point, and as you can see from the time, I actually forgot to take a couple of screenshots, but gladly it didn't really matter. But this gives you an idea how long it took me to set this up. So I just have a random Elder spawn there. Don't worry, it doesn't matter at all. If Elder were to spawn, and it actually will despawn soon, nothing will happen to the main blob of like the bigger portion of the influence. So as you can see, we're gonna jump into 24 minutes. I just strengthened the stuff a bit because if there was actually, it's not in this picture, but there's some point where if I were to lose one map, I would actually lose all of the right side. But yeah. So what you need to do is you need to well, at least in this way of spawning it, you cover the map that you want to do as a stronghold. You surround it with Elder Influence. And the important part is that every map that is surrounding it has to be connected to each other. So this block map here has to be connected to Pit. If that doesn't happen, then one of these will lose the influence, right? So I have to have bog connected to lair, into plateau, into arena, into volcano, into port, into temple, underground sea, and all the way to Pit. So this is a good example of a setup that requires a decent amount of setting up before you can even do it, because all of these maps have to be Elder influenced at all times. Otherwise, it breaks. So if Maze or Arsenal were to take Underground Sea away, well, these are going to lose influence as well, and then there is no longer like full surrounding here. So if the surrounding, if you lose the surrounding Elder influence, and this turns into Shaper influence, that means that when we run this, when it's Elder influenced, it will turn immediately to Shaper influence, and strongholds can't spawn that way. So what you need to do is you need to make it into a blank influence, so no influence. And because Shaper is always fighting Elder after you have 7 or more Elder influence in your atlas, he will immediately, like within 1 or 2 atlas sticks, have every single adjacent map to your Elder influenced Shaper influence. So if we can like go look here, these maps are Shaper influence, they're touching Elder maps. Same here, 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 every single map that is touching Elder influence is Shaper influence. And now that we are here, well, obviously, I wanna get rid of my extra stronghold. If you have 2 strongholds in your atlas when you're doing this, well, you can't spawn it anymore, right? So we did the scriptorium, and as you can see, we spawned Shaper influence. We didn't get a stronghold, so now I have to get it back into the influence. And then I run it into Elder influence again, and then I repeat this. So now I run it again. I think now Elder is gonna disappear. No, it doesn't yet, but yep, we did that. We got a stronghold spawn here. And as you can see, this is just a Shaper, like when Elder goes here, then Shaper influence randomly spawned here. Well, randomly, because Shaper was fighting over it, right? And all of the adjacent maps are gonna be Shaper influence. You get the random Shaper influence spawns, which can give you a stronghold. And again, we run it out of it's out of influence, and then we did a random map. I think we did the colonnade. We didn't get a stronghold, as you can see, and now my Elder has despawned. As you can see, my atlas influence is still intact. And now if you were to calculate this map, this is over 20 maps. So Elder is gonna immediately respawn again, as you can see. This was literally 1 map after. The next map I did, Elder spawn again. So the cool thing about my strat now is that I can actually farm Elder Guardians. I actually ended up doing all of these 3. I didn't do the one in Shrine because I don't have any other T11s in my atlas, so I didn't want to complete it. But I could have done it. But as long as I don't kill Elder myself, Elder will eventually disappear from your atlas and leave the main blob, intact. So this way you can actually farm Elder Guardian uniques. We actually need a few. We could probably use another memory vault. The weapons are pretty good. The amulet is absolutely bonkers. So I can, while I'm farming Caldera and Lair, I can actually do Guardians as well while I'm doing that. As you can see, we run it back. We do it. Again, we take the influence out, and then now you just run another map, and this is a good example. So now, if this Carcass map here, or Crimson Temple map here, were to take influence away from my Crystal Ore, because Elder is here, and every single Elder influence map has to be connected to Elder, I would actually lose all of this. So if you're doing this, you kind of have to pay some attention to your choke points. So, okay, I have a couple options. I could run the Carcass, move it into Elder Influence, but then, well, the Crimson Temple could take it away, and the same shit happens. So instead, if we look up here, we have Arachnic Nest. So by completing Arachnic Nest into Elder Influence, it doesn't matter if in the same tick this gets taken away, because now I have the connection to Elder and the right side from here. And well, we do the Arachnic Nest. No, it wasn't yet that. I think we did I do something else, or this is the same screenshot? No, yeah. I think I didn't notice it yet. Yeah, I didn't notice it. So I was like, yeah, let's just do a Guardian while we get the influence. So I actually didn't notice this choke point at first. And now I noticed it. I'm like, oh shit, this could have, falling apart. As you can see, we didn't get this. And now I'm pretty sure I do one of those. Yeah. We did the Arachnic Nest to strengthen or, connection between Elder and the area that I'm trying to get the stronghold in. Well, we get a vault, stronghold. We do the coral ruins again. I've been decently lucky of not losing the underground sea all of this time, but this is something I haven't been really able to test. I would need like thousands maps run and like taking data. But the more maps there are where they're battling together, the lower chance that the specific maps get taken. So because there's so many Shaper and Elder Influence touching around, the chance for this specific map to be taken away goes down. That's obviously that's something I haven't proven, but yeah, that's something I would like to be able to get done at some point. But I don't know really how to really go about it. You probably just ask a dev and see if they answer. And yeah, now we do vault, and as you can see, we did get the stronghold spawn. So if we look at the in-game time, how long it took me? So that's 18:26. Where's the first one was here. So it took me like an hour to set up. And this is an example where, this is an example of a really hard map set up, because it requires so many maps to be Elder influenced. But yeah. Hopefully this helps you guys. Hopefully this helps you guys set up your strongholds if you want to do that. I'm never running it. I'm just using it to strengthen the Alderan layers. Either way, I think this is all I had for now. Let's see how our sustain goes. If my Caldera and layer sustain doesn't work out, I have another little trick up my sleeve that, well, if I end up doing it, it's gonna be a video, of course, explaining it. Something people don't really do. And most people, if you ask how to sustain T11 layers, they say it's probably impossible because it's connected to 2 different T12 maps and you can only Elder one of them, so you will always be dropping tier 12 maps out of your layers. But I have a cool thing that could help with that. Either way, that's it all for me now. I'm trying to farm these maps to get the assassin into a tornado shutter, layer for the quiver, Caldera mainly for the Lion Eye card for the jewel. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.